Do you want to build yourself a house or do you want to build yourself a home? I'm Shannon Marin with the Marin Marketing Team, eXp Realty, and Shannon Marin Personal Real Estate Corporation. This is Vancouver Island Vision, and today I'm going to introduce you to Dean Verschure from Coastal Custom Homes, and we're going to talk about building passive and net zero, super energy efficient homes.
What we like to do differently is start with the design of the home. We're shooting for a higher energy efficient home than what is currently mandated by the local jurisdiction. So right now they're mandating step 3. We always like to be ahead of that, and we've just recently completed our first step 5 home. And not only was it cheaper to build, it's actually cheaper to run and operate, and essentially saving the clients money in the long run.
Okay, that's what everybody wants.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. Especially with home prices today, right?
That's right. We also like to separate ourselves with the finishings of the home. We like to put in the mid to higher end finishes. So our standard spec home comes with engineered hardwood flooring, tile in all the wet areas, full height custom cabinetry, quartz countertops, soft close drawers, doors, all those features.
Okay. It's evident where we're standing right here. Yeah. So now typically step 3 is kind of the norm in a passive home, but now you're up to step 5. So what are some of those differences?
So it comes down to air tightness. So there's 2 factors. There's energy retention, so the ability to hold the heat in the home and the air conditioned space. And then the other part of that is how many BTUs, how much energy does it take to heat and cool that home. So we look at both those factors. By 2031, you're gonna have to fact check me on that, maybe 2032, we're gonna be required to build net zero homes. So what the local jurisdiction, the federal government have done is implemented the step code plan. So they're gonna walk us through the step code one step at a time until we get to the net zero homes. And right now, as of January 1st this year, we're at step 3.
Okay, so step 3 is minimum now.
Yeah.
So any new builds, that's part of the BC building code as well, or?
The BC building code talks about code minimums with reference to how the home is built structure-wise. I don't think they, and fact check me on this, I don't know if they touch on the energy efficiency of the home. I think that's federal government and local jurisdiction.
Okay, so some of the differences specifically, like is it solar panels, is it ICF, is it like the way you do your crawl space, what are some of the differences that you see?
That's a good question. So after the plans are drawn, an energy advisor, and in our case it'll be Bernhardt Contracting, they'll run the plan through their modeling software, and it'll dictate the R values and the U values, which is the insulation and the energy retention of the windows and the doors, exterior walls.
We've been working for Dean for a little while, and you know, we've seen his quality work for a long time, and what we've also seen is as his team has practiced this energy efficiency and the air tightness in particular, their results have come down every single time.
I guess the sequencing of how we put these things together really matters, right? And so the sequencing doesn't change, it's just that there's certain stages now where we have to stop and make sure that we're doing a really good job.
That's interesting that it's all going to be mandatory.
I think it's great. You know, I always equate how efficient a home is to skiing or snowboarding on the mountain. You know, if it's 20 below and you're flying down a run, you wouldn't have your jacket open and your pit zips open. It's the same thing for your home. Close those things up, especially when it's hot or cold. Keep that energy in.
Right? Yeah. Use the systems that are in the home rather than opening doors and windows and
That's right.
like that, right?
So there is some talk about, you make an airtight home, now you've got a mold problem. Well, that's where the ventilation side of things come in. We've got heat pumps and air handlers to move the air around for heating and cooling, and then we use an HRV, which is
just going to say HRV is included in every home.
That's right. Probably. Yeah, that's standard with us. Now you can also get basic models, and then you can get models with variable speeds. We always put the variable speeds in our home so they don't slam onto a start, and those are typically the noisy ones. HRV is a heat recovery ventilation system. Now it'll draw air in from outside, as code is ventilation requirements for a home. You have to pull fresh air into a home, and you have to exhaust it. When the air comes into the home, whether it's hot or cold outside, it goes through an exchange unit, and it's 75% efficient depending on the model. So it'll actually rob the energy whether it's hot or cold. And and disperse that through the home. So then you're essentially paying less to heat or cool the air that comes in.
Right,
Yeah.
right, okay.
So that would be the best system to put in. The cheapest system to put in would be like a baseboard heat type scenario, and then
Right.
the passive air inlets in your home. You know if you've got one because it's a round duct that's basically an opening to the outside. So you're always heating that cold air that's coming in.
It's that thing when you're showing a home and everybody goes, what's that thing?
Yeah, I was like, why is my energy bill so high?
Yeah, exactly.
And when you're looking at return on investments, your ROI, an HRV, I mean, it's going to pay for itself, and depending on the size of your home, in either a year or 2 or 3, definitely within that 5-year mark.
Wow.
Energy bills on a home with an HRV unit, could be in that $150 a month range. But if you go with the passive air inlets, you could be $300 to $500 a month, depending on the size of your home.
Wow,
So
that's incredible savings.
You could do the math on it. It makes sense to spend the money up front.
Yeah, exactly. So now I've been told by my friend and passive home designer that you can heat these homes with an hair dryer.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. They're that efficient and they're that airtight that you could heat it with as little as that.
Okay.
And I know Mark Bernhardt, him and his team have built a few homes down in Victoria, and I saw one model where the heated tile in the front entryway was enough to heat the whole home.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. We talked about that. Mark's helping on our project as well. So.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. That's seriously crazy, right? But,
Yeah. Well, so if that's the case, we always put heated tile flooring in our ensuite. So theoretically, if we get to a passive home like that, or a net zero home, we could essentially heat the whole home. But that would make that a very warm room, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would make it a very warm ensuite, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So what about, your average build compared to, say, a 1,500 square foot house in a net zero? What are the difference in cost versus savings?
That's a good question, because we just did this home at 2,600 square feet, and our
Okay.
cost per square foot came in at just under $200 a square foot. Now, mind
Really?
you, that was before the huge lumber spike, and the recent events and material costs. What would it be now? That's a good question. We'd have to run those numbers.
Yeah, but $200 a square foot, that's pretty good,
It's cost effective,
right?
for sure.
Really cost effective, and then with energy savings on top of that, that's pretty amazing.
So, what would it cost to do a passive home? Well, there's always economies of scale. And I find that when we're talking about cost per square foot, if we're in that 1,700 to 1,900 square feet, the numbers usually all line up. But the smaller the home, the cost per square foot goes up. Yeah, because you don't have hallways and bedrooms to dilute that cost per square foot.
Yeah, that's right. That makes total sense. Yeah, and then also if you're doing a 1-level home versus a 2-level home, that's going to skew your numbers as well, right?
Yeah, and I'm actually finding that with the spike in lumber pricing, that the 2-story home is actually not much different than the rancher on a cost per square foot.
Wow.
Just because lumber costs so much money.
Yeah.
Which is not right, by the way.
No, it's not. And the market, you're paying way more for a rancher than you are for a home double its size. Right? So
That's right.
The numbers are all messed up everywhere right now. But in talking efficiency and energy savings and all that kind of stuff, this is pretty awesome. You were saying to me earlier that you can pay your tax bill with what you save in energy.
Yeah, when you get to a step 5 home, they're 80% efficient. So the cost savings on your energy bills alone, by the time you get to the end of the year, those savings add up. And the last time we ran the numbers, it did equate to the tax bill for that home. We can grab a set of plans and put up a home for you in 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
It's going to be a house at that point. We want to build homes.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice saying. That's a house. We want to build homes. That's very cool.
Thank you.
That's awesome. So how do people reach out to you?
You can reach me directly, dean@coastalcustomhomes.ca. It's my email. You can check out our website, www.coastalcustomhomes.ca.
Okay.
And you can check us out on social media.
Thanks so much for watching and taking a tour of this beautiful custom home built by Dean Verschure and Coastal Custom Homes. For more information, Please visit our website at shannonmarin.com, visit our YouTube channel and subscribe, or visit Dean directly at coastalcustomhomes.ca.